How does this node or computer know which transaction to validate? All starts with transaction propagation. When a user initiates a transaction, let's say I send 0.1 Bitcoin to my hairstylist, this transaction is broadcasted to the entire network. The transaction includes information such as sender's address, so my address, recipient's address, address of my hairstylist, the amount to be sent, and a digital signature to prove the ownership, so my digital signature. Very similar to a bank transfer. Then comes the mempool inclusion. When my transaction is broadcasted to the network, each node checks its validity by verifying the digital signature to confirm that the sender, me, has the necessary funds, 0.1 Bitcoin, and that the transaction hasn't been tampered with, so was not modified. If the transaction is valid, it is added to the node's memory pool, or mempool for short. The mempool is a collection of unconfirmed transactions waiting to be added to the blockchain. Then, transaction selection for mining. Miners, which are specialized nodes with advanced computational power, select transactions from the mempool to include in the next block that they attempt to mine. Miners typically prioritize transactions based on the following factors, such as the transactions with higher fees would be typically given a priority, because then the miners could get potentially a higher reward, or the size. The larger transactions require more computational effort to process and include in a block. So miners may prefer smaller transactions, actually, and not the larger ones. And then, of course, the age of transaction, all transactions also get sometimes at some point confirmed, because out of fairness. Then comes the mining process. Miners compete to solve a cryptographic puzzle, proof of work in Bitcoin's case, for the current block. The first miner to solve the puzzle gets to create a new block, which includes the selected transactions from the mempool. Next, validation by the network. The new block created by the winning miner is broadcasted to the network. Other nodes in the network receive and validate the block to ensure that all included transactions are valid and meet the consensus rules. If any node detects an invalid transaction within the block, it rejects the block, and the miner's work goes unrewarded. So, no Bitcoin. Then goes the consensus and confirmation.